Hello YouTube, how are you? I haven't seen you for a while. Well, not on this channel. On my reading channel, my Noni Reads to Me channel. Yeah, I've been on there. But this is my channel, Route 62 Chatter. When I don't know what to talk about, I just wait for something to happen. But I do have a couple of three things. One, I want to show you what I'm doing to get my garden ready. And two, I want to show you how to make this awesome wreath. Simple. Believe me, I am a no talent. If I can do this, you can do it. Let's start with my garden, okay? Just for starters, now last year, remember I planted a bunch of bulbs, baby daffodils, those little miniatures. They were so cute. I got them for 50 cents or something at Walmart, and they were all dead. But I bought them for the bulbs. You should see them. Yeah, so I can't take my computer out there right now, but because it's raining. But I'll show you. But I want to show you this. I bought these seeds. I cut the top off, so I'll show you. This is what it looks like. All they are is it says heirloom mixed wildflowers. So last year I sprinkled a bunch of these seeds around, and I don't know if they ever came up. They ended up getting pulled out because I probably thought they were weeds or something. But this year I'm doing something different. I got this. I brought it in to show you. I had got this last year. I forget what was in it. Probably marigolds or something. But anyway, I kept it because, look, it has these little hickeys in here. So I'm just going to put these seeds into these nine pots. Then I'm going to cover it, and then I'm going to water it, and then I'm going to cover it with a piece of saran wrap. Put it in the laundry room. When they start to sprout, I'll put them outside. Okay, so that's that. That's that on that. Okay. The other thing I want to show. Where do you see this wreath? This is so easy. I'm starting out with this form. I could not find a cross anywhere. I looked everywhere. I looked all year. I couldn't find one anyplace. So anyway, my husband used some styrofoam that was left over from some packaging of something he got. And then he just cut it out and doubled it up to make it. This is all we need. Wait till I show you this. So I spent the day. See this tool? This mine I got white. I got this last year. Put it away, forgot where it was. That's why I'm just showing it this year. So it's white tool. You can get any color you want. Whatever color you like for Easter. You can get lilac, pink. I got white. You can get yellow, whatever you like. There's only one thing missing that didn't come yet. But I'll tell you about it. It's not a big deal. Alright, so then I spent the day cutting out squares. Cutting out all these squares out of that tool. So, okay, let's see here. So I don't know. I didn't know how many I want to put together. Maybe I'll put 3 together, see how that looks. Put 3 squares of tool together. Then I'm just going to fold them. Okay, I put 3 together, see how that works. I'm going to fold them this way and then this way, just to make them like this. So I fold them in half one way and half the other way. Then I got these pins. I bought crafting pins. Don't laugh at me. I don't remember where I put them. So I thought I could just use these. I put them on this styrofoam so I could get at them. There we go. They're just straight pins with a white white pearl on the top. And actually, I didn't do it on purpose. So take this thing, and I'm going to just see what side will look better. This side will look nicer. Okay, this is the rough side. So I'm going to pin these all over this wreath. And like I said, you can use I think three or 4 together looks good because you want it to be pretty poofy, So I'm folding it one way and then folding it the other way. Getting a pen and just lining them up. I'll do a couple of these while we talk about the Oscar slap. Okay, my husband said, don't talk about that. You do not want to talk about that on YouTube. I mean, you only have 28 followers, and you're not going to get any more if you start talking about that. Well, so I'm talking about it, okay? Okay. Just so you see. Here, I have 3 on already. And I'm just going to keep doing it all over this thing. Can't be too foofy, right? Okay, so while I'm pinning, folding and pinning, squares, just a square, just cut them out in squares. And they don't have to be perfect because you can't tell looking at it. They don't have to be like perfect edges. It's okay if they're raggedy, jaggedy. It'll probably add to the design. Okay, so here's me pinning while I'm talking. So we're watching the Oscars Sunday night, and that Chris Rock, Will Smith thing happens, and we thought it was part of the act, and I said, I actually thought it was idiotic, and I said, I don't even think that's funny. Well, it turns out it wasn't funny, right? I have my own thoughts on it that I'm going to be very careful what I say here, okay? Because I don't want to get in the middle of any kind of war. So I'm just going to say a few little things about it. So once we found out it wasn't part of the show, we were like, oh my God, can you believe that just happened? And we seen it. So that was that. It happened. They kind of like just like it happened, and then they went on with everything like it didn't happen, you know. So the next day, on Facebook and on Twitter, oh my God, the funniest memes, hilarious. I mean, one was funnier than the next. So I'm reading along, and we start seeing the news about this, you know, and a couple really good points were made. Why didn't Chris Rock file charges? You know, he was assaulted. I mean, if you want to get that, it was an assault. That was an assault. And you know, Will Smith, when I was growing up, my brothers, you know, thought that's when he was Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, you know. My brothers and their friends all thought that I mean, they really he was a role model. And I know that he's, you know, our age now, he's all, you know, he probably doesn't think about those days, but you know, there's still kids that think that Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is pretty cool. Here's where we're at on the wreath. Can you see? Is that pretty cute, huh? So, anyway, just folding and pinning. Okay, so Chris Rock, I remember when he first started out, too. And he was a kid, you know, and he was hilarious. We just thought he was the funniest. He was just so funny. I always thought he was hilarious. Then, you know, the years go by, and I forgot about all of them. You know, Live Kids, you know, Jobs, Bales. We're not watching comedy shows anymore, you know. So I forgot about the whole bunch of them. So then as they got older and started doing other things, they come back into the picture, sure. Well, especially nowadays, the way people are, you can't say anything. Don't say anything about anything. Do yourself a favor. Right? You know I'm right. To walk up on a stage and slap someone's face? Hello? Are you kidding me? I mean, think about all the violence that's happened in this world recently, you know? Then something like that happens in our faces. You know, when I realized it was really a real thing, I felt embarrassed for Will Smith. I actually felt kind of bad for Chris Rock because, you know, I'll say this. I grew up with George Carlin jokes. And him saying, G.I. Jane, I can't wait to see the movie. Are you kidding me? You think that's the worst? It was not a nasty remark. You know, I've heard some pretty sick jokes. And, you know what I'm talking about here. And Bill Cosby and George Carlin. I mean, you know, those guys, they really went at it sometimes. So, I'm thinking that wasn't even that bad. And you know, about her hair, whatever. Okay. And, you know, I may get kicked off YouTube for saying this. I hope not, because it's true. It's true. You know, she's a very wealthy lady, right? She's got people that dress her and and put her jewelry on her and her shoes and tell her what to wear and what lipstick, and she knew what her head looked like with no hair on it, which I like having hair, but a lot of women, it don't matter to them, or they don't grow hair or whatever. But I mean, she is in a position where she was that sensitive about her alopecia, which I don't follow her, so I don't know anything about her, So now she has alopecia. Okay, that's okay, But if she was that sensitive, she is in a position to spend thousands of dollars on a wig if she was that sensitive about it. And the guy wasn't making a sick joke. He was just making assuming maybe, I don't know what this guy knows, okay, assuming maybe that he thinks that she got her hair cut like that on purpose, or, making her, I know that was supposed to be a joke. He wasn't trying to say, look, I really thought you were in a movie. I know that. But for Will Smith to go up on stage and haul off and hit that guy, that was pretty serious. How can you teach our younger generation tolerance when something like that happens and us big people don't do anything about it? Like, is the Academy going to do something about it? He should not have been allowed to stay, or certainly should not have been allowed to go up on stage and be applauded. That nonsense took away from a lot of other people's accomplishments that night, and even from their memorandum list, because that was all the buzz. That's all anybody wanted to hear. Here we are so far. Just went across the top. So, he won the Academy Awards for a lot of people, a lot of families. Not me. I don't give two craps about them, believe me. And honestly, I can't even believe we were watching them. We stopped on that channel by accident or something, because we don't watch them. But anyway, but he did take away from a lot of people. He took, he stole those moments for other people. And, I was thinking about this morning, because it's still so, okay already. What's today, Thursday? Do you know how much, how that's been trending on TikTok and on Twitter? The Ukrainian war? The people that are literally walking around with, whatever they got out on their backs. Some don't even have shoes. Some can't find their kids. And that's what we're trending about. Will Smith hits Chris Rock. I'm embarrassed. I am. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed because look what I'm talking about. I'm doing it too. I'm doing it right now. I'm talking about it right now. But I think I want to talk about it because I want to say it's gross in so many ways. It's the action, the fallout from it. The fact that the Academy did nothing about it. They're not going to. They saying, oh, well, we're having a meeting about it. They are not. It's done. Chris Rock should have filed a police report. The police wanted him to make a report, and he said no. He should sue him. He should sue him for assault. You know that? Just to teach him a lesson. Who does he think he is? He doesn't own the world. Geez, oh man. And this is, during Lent, something like that happening. I just thought it was sickening, really. Just gross. And then, like I said, I thought about the people that are suffering right now around the world. This nation is in crisis. And I don't know, maybe we needed the comic relief. Sorry, Chris, I like you, and I don't want to make what happened to you was funny, because it wasn't. Maybe that's why people are trending so much about it, Maybe they need it. Maybe they need it at $5 a gallon, I just feel really bad about the whole thing, and I feel embarrassed about myself. And my husband said, don't even talk about that on your YouTube channel. Don't even talk about it. But we're making a wreath and we're chatting. I just think it's horrible. Yeah. And the fact that nothing's going to be done about it. And he's a role model. Yeah, he still is. There's still little kids that think he's great. And I'll tell you something. You know, my husband knows me. I am, don't draw attention to me, ever. If that was us, he would have never went up and did that, because he knows. I'm like, don't. I don't want anybody looking over here. You know what I mean? Not that I'm ever at the Academy Awards. You know what I mean? I don't want ever want attention drawn to me. Never. He knows that. He even said it with him. He said, you'd have killed me if I did it. I said, yeah, I would. If I'd have been like, that, are you crazy? I don't want all those people looking at me here. Now they're going to be talking about me for the rest of their lives. And it's true. But anyway, that's, between the two of them. But here's me, after saying all the terrible things that are going on in the world, and I'm talking about this stupid Oscar slap that was heard around the world. Oh my God. People love that, movie stars and they're rich and all this. You know what? They can't possibly be happy with the lives that they lead. I know I wouldn't be. Yeah, it's nice to not have to worry about bills and stuff, but not at the price they gotta pay. Here we are, still working. You got the idea what I'm doing, right? Oh, I wanted to tell you one thing one more supply that you need besides a styrofoam crucifix or whatever you want. You can make whatever symbol you want. It can be anything to just like fold these pieces of tool in any color that you want. The one thing that didn't come yet, I ordered it from Amazon. It's supposed to be here. I thought it was going to be here today, but I wanted to get this video started and get it out to you guys so you can make this for Easter, because next week's Holy Week. But it's a spray. It's an iridescent spray. I'd liken it to like a can of hairspray, and you can find it at Amazon. You actually could find it at any craft store too, Joey, and Fabrics, Michaels, or whatever your local craft store is, and it sprays like a glitter. And so I chose the opalescent, but they had a gold glitter and they had every color. I chose opalescent to spray lightly over this when it does come. Here we are. I'm going to give just spurts of this opalescent so that when the sunlight hits it, it sparkles. Isn't that going to be pretty? I can't wait for this to be done. So anyway, but you know what? I cut 1 billion squares out, and I got to cut out more squares. That's all the further I am, and I still got this whole thing to end a row right here, too. But you got the idea. You guys are smart. You know what I'm doing here. But anyway, getting back to this other thing, we need to be praying for those poor people in, that in the Ukraine, and my heart just breaks for them. Just breaks. It makes me scared for us, too. Because, that could happen anywhere. It petrifies me that as a mother and a wife and mother, I would have to worry be worried be all of a sudden bombs start hitting. God, So we need to really be on top of of praying, prayer chains and making sure that God hears us crying out. Yeah. So much for that Chris Rock business. Will Smith. Really. I just couldn't wait to talk to you guys about it then. My husband said, don't talk about that. That's too controversial. What's controversial about two grown men slapping each other? I mean, over what? A woman's hairdo that she could have wore her hair any way she wanted. If you laugh at my hair, it's because I let it happen. Because I could do whatever I want with my hair, I'm not at the mercy of anyone or anything. And I'm not a millionaire. But I'm not at the mercy of anything. We can, if I lost all my hair, I could get a wig or I could wear it how it is or whatever. And I'm not making light of of an illness. I know that alopecia is a terrible thing. Because I even know people that have it, Men, my squares are all gone. Oh my God, good thing I got more of this toy. Buy a lot of it. I think I got 6 yards of it. But here we are so far. This is going to be so nice, and especially with that sparkle spray on it. I'm already out of squares. And look, I didn't get very far, and I cut a lot out, so I still have this and this. But I have plenty of tool. And like I said, you can't make it foofy enough. You can put any color, any amount. You just want it to be just like, like a prima ballerina's tutu. That's how it's going to look. And the back is just like this. And so what can we put on the back to make it easy to hang on the door? Because it's styrofoam, you can screw anything into the back, to hook it onto something. Yeah, it's going to be easy to hang. And it's light as a feather, too. It doesn't weigh anything, so it's not going to be flying off the door. So this is going to go on my door. I'm not going to put this on my door until Easter morning. Like, when I get up in the morning, that beautiful Easter morning sunshine that I hope we have when we don't have snow. I'm going to hang this up Easter morning because that's when Jesus rose, So it's going to be beautiful, but I have a lot more cutting of squares to do. That's all right. I got lots of time. I do. I have a lot of time on my hands lately. But anyway, so, and then, this nonsense in Hollywood, it's very sad that more attention can't be paid to those poor Ukrainian people. The crisis all over the world. This world needs peace so bad, it's not even funny. And prayers and peace. And, sadly, that's what's trending. Isn't that embarrassing? And I didn't even think of that till today. I thought, the state of the nation? No, the world. And I was sitting around thinking about it. And I thought, what kind of jerk am I thinking about this? This stupid crap between two men that, you can't say, how do I want to put this without sounding like it's going to sound? You can't say the violence has to stop. When the violence is happening, man to man, like they're both grown men, they're both actors, they're the same in so many ways. And they don't want to condone violence against them, against their selves, but yet these men were violent to each other, just like in war, the same thing is happening. We can't condone what's happening in the Ukraine, but they're fighting with each other. How do you explain that? I don't know. I hope I didn't get myself in hot water here. But I just think it's all very sad. I really do. So make a crucifix wreath and hang it for peace in the world. Yeah, right? We can start in our own backyard. Hey, we have some Easter cooking to do too. Okay, so I got to think of some recipes, which we will. We'll get to that. But we'll finish up our wreaths. I got to cut more squares. I really thought I had enough to finish that whole thing. Anyway, I'm going to keep cutting squares. Just pin them, fold it in half this way and in half the other way, like a napkin. And stick them all over that wreath until they're just so puffy. I was looking at my broken jewelry tree that we were making. I didn't get very far on mine. That's another half project that's done. Maybe someday I'll take that back out and we'll look at them. But it's time to start getting those gardens ready. And here's a cute decoration that I thought up last year. That I don't have like a nice, like any kind of like little trees to hang eggs in. Like egg trees that you hang plastic eggs in your garden. But so what I did was, and this was so fabulous. I live in like a condo, so I only have like so much of a square of my own, that I decorate on my own. And they own the other property, and they tend to have property. But I have these like 2 flower beds in front that I tend myself. They don't spray them or weed them or anything. They're mine. That's where I do all my growing. So last year what I did was I got, oh my God, 200 plastic eggs. And I went outside and I opened each egg and I put a little pebble, like there's gravel out in our parking area. So I got a little piece of gravel and put it in each of these eggs. So they wouldn't blow around, because it gets pretty windy up here on this hill. And I'm not kidding. And I closed the eggs up and then I just scattered them all over my ground. And so like with my hyacinths peeping up and my daffodils peeping up and maybe some tulips by Easter. And I have all these colorful plastic eggs all over the ground. When I do it, I'll show you. And it was so easy and so cheap. That was the thing. Because I got these eggs, I think I got like 100 eggs for 50 cents. And I am not lying. That's what I paid for them at Dollar Tree last year after Easter was over, you know. Yeah, and it just turned out so cute. And that's a stupid, simple decoration. Only thing is you can't have an egg hunt with your grandkids because they'll think those are all eggs. So that's the only thing. But we're not going to do an egg hunt out there anyway. So, yeah. So, that's it. Here's our wreath that I can't finish till I got to knuckle down and cut some more tool to finish my wreath. But you see, I'm going to keep this working. And then I'm going to come back in a couple of days or day or whatever. As soon as that spray comes, because I want to show you, I'm just going to do a mist over it with this spark. And you don't even have to do it. I'm just doing it because I think it's going to look nice. I'm just going to mist it with the iridescent sparkle spray. They have silver. They have an iridescent pink. They have an iridescent like yellow-green kind of. They have white. They have, did I say silver? And you can spray it heavy along the top. I'm just going to mist the whole thing so that when the sun hits it, it's real sparkly. And it's going to be beautiful. You're going to see how beautiful this is. I'm thinking about even hanging like this way, like a piece of, and then pulling it up the back, a piece of like orchid or purple ribbon, you know, because that's another color for Easter time too. A purple ribbon. And that could aid in hanging it on the door, too. And then, like I said, it weighs like 1 ounce. You know, you could probably tape it to your door and it would stay up. It doesn't weigh anything. Pins and tool in this form that my husband cut out. You can see right here. He just cut it. He just measured it, you know, made sure they're both the same. He just got this styrofoam that was left over from a package he got a couple weeks ago. And he saved the styrofoam and he cut out a cross from me because I couldn't find one anywhere. I looked for months because I knew I wanted to do this for Easter because I saw it last year and I didn't make it in time for Easter. So I knuckled down and thought, well, I'll get all the supplies and I'll make it online, show everybody. I couldn't find a crucifix for him anywhere and nowhere. So he just made this for me. It took him 5 minutes. He made a mess in the kitchen, but I mean, it cleaned up real nice and easy. So that's it. And then here's it is on this side. Now I'm going to keep working tonight, and I'm going to come back on and show you when I spray that, and I'll shine some lights on you and see how pretty it is. It's going to look really nice on the door. So there's that, our Easter wreath, getting that ready to go. And I'm going to finish up cutting out some squares. Where am I going to put this for now? How about up there? Pray for Ukraine. God bless those people. This world has to slow down and stop and think, because I don't know what's going to happen to us. So say prayers for all the people that don't deserve it. And, you know, keep yucking up about Hollywood, because those people are a riot. So, okay, I love you guys. If you didn't already subscribe to my channel, because occasionally I do come on here and talk about some things that are happening out there. Every time I think, why do I even have this channel? I have nothing to talk about. Something happens. The slap heard around the world was something to talk to you about. But I did want to show you my wreath. So, yeah. So, we're praying. We're finishing up our wreaths. We're praying. And we're laughing. Okay? I'll see you guys soon. And I'll get my Easter recipes together. And and don't forget about this. Remember this, my wildflowers that I told you about. Just putting the couple in each one. Put a piece of saran wrap over the top and make kind of like a hothouse out of it. And as soon as they start sprouting and there's no danger of frost, sink them down in the ground and they're going to be nice. That's how I grew my tomato plants last year. I didn't buy tomato plants. It's still picking up styrofoam. I didn't buy tomato plants. I grew them from seed in these little things, and I had smaller ones last year. Those are fine. There's nothing wrong with that size. And I grew them from seed, like from tomatoes we were eating. I kept the seeds on a paper towel, dried them out, planted them. Yeah. And remember the pumpkins? From me throwing a pumpkin on the side of the house. I guess a raccoon dragged the seeds around or whatever. So I did it again. We'll see what happens. That was hilarious. We got 4 pumpkins. So, okay, where's my mouse so I can turn off? Okay, I love you guys. Subscribe to my channel, share my video, and like it. Make sure you like it so it stays on. And I'll see you soon, okay? Mwah. Love you. Bye.